What is the best and worst scenario that could play out here?
Well, we really have to, as Greg has been saying, you have to separate the political from the legal risk as well. Politically, these are very dark times and day. Obviously, the administration has a huge day and a huge week ahead with trying to get its signature tax reform policy through today when this has happened. On a legal standpoint, it goes exactly to what Greg has just said. How far up did this go? Was there lying involved on the context that Michael Flynn has admitted now? Who directed? Was it the president himself? Was it other members of the president's very close inner circle? We have to remember, this is not equivalent to a lower level figure on the campaign. This is someone who was very close, who spent hours with the president on an almost daily basis leading up to this. And what was said when, how extensive these contexts were, how extensive the direction were, all these things are going to be looking at over the next days, weeks, and as we trickle out of what's going to come out of this investigation.
What will the special counsel be going after next? Now that he has the guilty plea in the bag, what will be the next step?
Well, the pressure point is going to be interesting to see. Michael Flynn has said that he was directed by someone in the campaign to make these contacts. Obviously, the obvious direction here is who was that figure that directed him to make the contacts? How widely was it known? What specifically was said about Russian sanctions and what the next steps were? And again, then, how many other people have made false statements about these alleged contacts, these said contacts, that now may go much broader and much deeper? This takes the investigation into the true heart, not only of the campaign as it was happening, but into the administration itself. Who knew what, when, what was said, and frankly, who's lied about it.
And Megan, one name we haven't mentioned in the last 20 minutes is Attorney General Jeff Sessions. The charge against Flynn must cast a renewed spotlight on him. He, of course, recused himself from any investigation into Russia's attempts to influence the election. Is the spotlight now firmly, as well as on many White House participants, on Mr. Sessions himself?
I mean, I don't think the spotlight ever left the Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Another name which we should also mention is Jared Kushner, who also is being very closely looked at in terms of contents. But let's be clear in terms of Jeff Sessions. He's already walked back his statements not once, not twice, but 3 times about his contacts with Russians during the campaign, and has been forced and is still accused of not being entirely forthcoming about the extent and nature of those contacts. So certainly the spotlight will be on him. But I do have to say, I think that net is widening as well to encompass other figures in the Trump family, the extended family of the Trump family, that we certainly will be looking at to see if anything further breaks. What you're seeing here is how Bob Mueller has conducted this investigation, starting low and working high. And anyone who knows him and has looked at his track record and looks at the people he has around him knows that exactly that's what he was doing.